This is an interview with J. Krishnamurti in Gstaad, 1980.
Mr. Krishnamurti, we are living now in very dangerous times. Do you see a way out for mankind?
We are living in a very dangerous times. Everything is changing. The ideologies of different kinds, the communists, the theoreticians or theologians of the church, all of them are living on ideals, which are really not true, not actual, which can be applied to daily life. And this is what is probably tearing the world apart. There are the terrorists with their ideals. There are the communists with their theories and ideals. And on the extreme right and extreme left, they're all following a certain pattern of ideas and ideals. And the ideals and theories have actually no place whatsoever in our daily life. We are trying to conform to the ideals. The ideals thought out by Marx and Lenin on the one side, and the theologians on the other side, and the capital, and so on, so on. All of them are trying to shape man according to ideals. That's one of the dangerous, destructive issues at the present time. And unless man understands his position in the world, not in terms of ideals, but in terms of relationship with each other. Not Swiss, German and English and Russian, as human beings. Human beings who have common problems to solve. And these problems are our daily living, economically, socially, morally, and religiously. Religion has become nonsensical. There's no meaning anymore. But its constant repetition of it is making the mind dull, stupid. But religion isn't what has become institution. Religion is something totally different. It is actually the relationship between man and man in which there is love, consideration, all that. That is the true essence of religion. Not in some belief in God, in this, or in a savior and all that, but to establish a correct, true relationship between man and man. And that's being destroyed. Divided into tribal nationalisms, Jews, Arabs, Hindus, Muslims, communists, socialists. So that is the most destructive thing that's going on in the world. And I think there is a possibility of man regenerating himself when he observes all this and ends all that. He's no longer particular nationalist, particular religion, and all that. Live with actuality, not with theories and ideas. I think there is great chance, I don't like to use the word hope, because that's merely another idea. Because hope is very deceptive. It means you're running away from what is actually going on. And can we, as human beings, get together and live on this earth, which is our earth, not the Swiss earth and German earth, it's our earth. We are human beings living together. And until we understand that we are responsible for each other, not to some idea, some ideal. We are responsible to each other. because each one of us is psychologically one, because we all go through suffering, pain, anxiety, fear, and so on. Right through the world, every human being goes through this. So that's the common ground on which we can all meet, and there lies the solution.
What can the individual do? Pardon. Yeah. What can the individual do to bring about a change?
I don't think, if you observe very carefully the world and the human beings, I don't think there is such a thing, or such an entity as an individual. First of all, the word means indivisible, not broken up, not fragmented. Because we're not individuals, because we have common brain. Our brains have evolved through millions of years. It isn't your brain and my brain. It's the brain of human beings who have evolved through millennia. And that brain, with its thoughts, with its reactions and reflexes, is common to Asiatic world, to the Western world, right through humanity. We are human beings, not an individual on a particular place. I think that is one of our fallacies, one of our illusions, which people have maintained, churches have maintained, various religions have maintained. But but when you observe closely, we are all human beings having the common ground, which is our sorrow, our pain, our anxieties, our uncertainties, the threat of war. That's the common ground on which we all stand. It's not I stand and you stand, it's the common to all of us. And the idea of individual is really quite incredible if you examine it carefully, because the individual is the result, as it is now, of his society, of his culture, of his education, of his belief, which is exactly the same in the other countries. So,
I see, but I don't see a way out of our
I don't think,
situation.
You see, first of all, we must see the problem clearly. Then the way out is clear. The way out is in the problem, not outside the problem. We are not clear what the problem is. The communists will say the problem is this. The Democrats will say the problem is this. The religious people will say that. Religious people in the sense, those who are committed to institutionalized religions. They have all theories about it. So the theories are not going to solve the problem. What will solve the problem is we all see the problem, what it is. That's a common problem. The economic world is common to all of us. Society is built by man. Unless man changes, human beings radically change, you won't have a society which is worthwhile, which is not corrupt as it is.
So I can understand it better. May I ask you a third question?
Yes,
anyway,
please.
yeah. Mr. Krishnamurti, could you tell me in the shortest way what is the essence of what you are teaching, of your teachings?
You know, that's rather difficult, because can you say what is the essence of what is the meaning of all this struggle of human beings? You can't in one or 2 minutes. It's a very, very complex problem. And when it is so complex, which involves jobs, relationship with human beings, what place has thought in all this world, it's a very complex problem. And to put it as you want it in a very, very, very simple word, simple sentence, which is really quite impossible. You see, as long as man, which means in woman, man, as long as man is self-centered, as long as he's focusing all his actions and his behavior and on him as me and you, there must be conflict. Like in
Filmrolle 5.
Live.
What is it what you are teaching? Can you tell me?
I think you're asking me to put it into few words what one has been teaching for the last 60 years. And it's rather difficult. But I think if we can put it in a few sentences, it is that one must be a light to oneself. Not follow somebody, whether it's the priest, whether it's the psychologist, or any guru, but to understand oneself. And you can only understand yourself completely in relationship with another. Because all life is relationship. One's relationship to nature, one's relationship to one's family, one's wife, one's children, and so on, so on. And that relationship is now divisive, broken up. It's not relationship at all. It's a relationship based on images. You have an image about your friend or your husband or your wife or your aunt, that image. You have an image about him and he has an image about you. So these two images have a not human beings have a relationship. And so on, so on. It's a very complex issue. And also, this is involved, what is sacred in life? It's very complex. You understand what I'm saying? What is sacred? Not the beliefs, not the churches, not the things that are in the churches. That's not sacred. They're all put together there by thought. And whatever thought creates is not sacred. So we are saying, I've been saying, you must go beyond thought to find that which is eternal, which is timeless, which is and so on. I think that more or less covers a vast spectrum.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.